Someone sent me a message with a good question. She asked if there is a conscious choice in all the things that I'm painting now in those art studios, interiors. And she was asking herself if there was even maybe some symbolism in these things. She was really fascinated by symbolism in 16th and 17th Dutch art. But I think for these paintings, there is maybe a symbolism, but it's not not there in a forced way. In a forced way, I mean, I never want to put an already told story in one of the paintings. I know that each painting tells its story. If there is no story, no, I think it's impossible to paint a painting without a story. So even when you try to paint a painting without a story, then people will find a story in it, and often it's a wrong story. It's a story that you would not have told, maybe. And of course, in choosing composition here in this space, I think the paintings will tell a story. And even all the things that are shown in these paintings, they tell their story as well. If there won't be any story in those things, I would have thrown them away. And as you see in the paintings and in the videos, there's a lot of stuff over here, so there are a lot of stories. Some of you know that I've been working here now since 1999, I guess, maybe 1998. Most of the things over here are from since this year, 1998. Yeah, and painting your art studio is maybe comparable to painting your self-portrait. So you stand still for a moment and you look at yourself at a moment yeah, those paintings remind you of that period, the things you were making, the new people you meet, the ideas and insights you received. And I think painting your art studio or painting your self-portrait is a way to stand still and to look at it, to get an overview of what's going on. And I like that a lot. It's really a good way to maybe even meditate and feel so lucky with that what's all around you and what it's doing with you and what you are able to do with that what you feel. It's maybe a quite passive way of being, and everyone who makes art knows what that way of being is, how that feels, and how to reach that level. It has nothing to do with opinions, politics. It's only being aware in a certain moment, and you're disturbing you're disturbing no one with this, as you know what I mean. So you only show silence, light, life, and it's totally open. So someone will recognize something in this kind of silence, in this atmosphere, in this mood, where there are no words. So as you probably notice, it's not easy for me to explain the reason why I make these paintings and what I feel when I make them, but they make me very lucky. These paintings are really precious. And the difference in daily life is that it's a way of being without any entertainment, you know. So, as I already explained, it's really a passive way of being, but you need to know how to reach that passive way of being, so that you are totally open to receive all the information, to feel lucky without anything actually. And yeah, that's the same experience I think that musicians have when you see them making music, or dancers when they are dancing. It looks like they are totally gone, lost in the music, in the rhythm. And maybe that's the purest way of a human to be here. And when I'm observing this, I even think that if everyone in every country is able to experience this every day at school or somewhere else, to reach this level, this important basic level of being, I can't imagine that there would be so many problems in the world like we have today. All these problems are, I think, caused by a very strong mindset and fear and too strong beliefs. And it has nothing to do with the freedom everyone must experience in just being aware. And maybe it's easy to say this in a country like Holland, a very rich, free country. But I could choose to say something else about what's going on in the world, but maybe that would be more negative, and maybe the best way to live here in a rich, free country is to use it and to do the best you can and you think there is to do, and to show it, to show happiness and freedom, and to show that there is actually nothing needed to reach it. We don't need anything to be happy, but to be unhappy, you need something. So this will be a watercolor painting for people who are living here at this marketplace. They live here on the corner, and in their streets there is a marketplace 6 days a week. It's in Amsterdam, in one of the most typical parts of town. I went there on those one of those rare days we had snow this winter, and it snowed quite heavily as I was there, so I had to take some coffee inside a pub, and I read the newspapers while I was watching outside sometimes to see if the snow stopped and I could take some pictures. I saw that I could make a beautiful commission painting for this client, but I wanted to make some paintings for myself or exhibitions as well. I really like to do marketplaces, walking people, and then this combination of flags in strong colors with the warm and cold grays of the architecture, and the difference between the classic high built architecture and the strange objects you find in the marketplace. Those plastic white roofs, and sometimes they're yellow. It's something extra. It looks like one of the streets I paint normally, but now there is a marketplace in this street with walking people. So maybe next week I will do more, and maybe even the client can choose which one she would like to have. Yes, you probably saw I'm not sending books anymore. I've had a lot of problems with sending books abroad. In the beginning it really went well, but after a while the delivery services sent several books back. So they just returned here, and then I returned it again. And sometimes after 3 times it was still returned by the delivery service. It's a shame, because lots of you are really wishing to have their book. But it takes a lot of time and money to send them again and again and over again. But I found a solution for this. My plan is to work on a new book, a digital book, not an e-book. I don't like e-books yet. I haven't read any e-books, only physical books. But I like audiobooks. So fortunately, I've been writing everything down, what I'm saying and telling in my videos. Well, not everything, but the things I wish to talk about, these are all written down. And I will take some time to make a book of it, and to write about what it's all about for me personally. So there is a lot, and my plan is to write a book with all this information, all these philosophies and thoughts that could help in creating and making art. And then I have to take some time to read it for you and find a way to share it without any delivery service, waiting times, and problems of returned books. So let me know if you would like this too, and I will find a way to share this kind of book. But first I have to make it, and it will take a lot of time, of course. It has to be to become a proper English book. But I read more and more that lots of you listen these videos as well, just on the headphone while you are at work or driving in your car or in the train. So I think an audiobook would be a good solution for the next book. And I think I would like to work on this book because, as I tell you, often it's good for me to work on these videos and to be conscious of helpful thoughts, insights. As long as I don't talk about it, they will maybe be forgotten by myself as well. But they are so helpful, and well, most of us artists work alone. So sometimes you have really good solutions, thoughts, philosophies, but then you might forget them because there's no one to talk with. And so working on this book and read about the things that I'm concentrated in and the things I'm fascinated by is really, yeah, I think it's nice to do. Well, let me know if you would like this, and then I will take some time to work on it. For me, it's better to work on something like that than sending books. You know, sending books is not creating, but writing a book is, for me, is more interesting than discussions with delivery services. So it has become a square, this size. And that happened because when I was painting this part on the left side, it seemed to be quite boring. It was only the repeating of those windows and even that mess over here, which looked really nice on the picture. But while I was painting it, I saw that I was even repeating more lines in the same direction as all those windows. So I decided to cut it off, and then there was a square, and yeah, for the composition that's much better. It's really great with this X over here, the warm yellow light over here with that very strange hard yellow color on the right. That's that towel that they use when they are renovating an old house. And when you imagine that those red flags hadn't been over there, then it would have become a more grey scene of a marketplace. And Holland is quite grey most of the days, but that's why I'm really happy with these simple orange-red colors, those flags in the composition. They break the grey, the cold grey of the architecture in the shadows. Yeah, normally well, not normally, always, I have several conversations with the client about how I would paint the painting, and normally I really do what I say. But now I have to tell them that I changed the plans. And honestly, it does not feel like I changed the plan, but, well, you know what I mean. The painting decided. The painting decides what to do. And that's the target. So the target should not be that we complete a painting for a client. That's the motivation to go forward. But the target must be that you try to get as close as you can to this subject, this mood, this light, this atmosphere. And then, well, I'm really surprised by what happened today. I think this one is much better than the first one I made, and maybe I will make another one next week. We will see. Thank you for joining me again in the adventure this week, and enjoy the weekend. The sunrise is for free tomorrow, and don't hesitate to have a walk, listen to the birds, and enjoy it. See you next week.